All right, welcome to Fort Dodge, Dodgers Stadium for Week 1 action in the Iowa Youth Rugby Association. Fort Dodge is the host tonight. We've got a full slate of games starting with Fort Dodge and Lincoln here at 6 o'clock. It's about 10 minutes till we get underway. All right, welcome to Fort. It's about 10 minutes until that opening kickoff. Again, a beautiful night here. It's about 78 degrees with a little bit of wind. We will get back here in about 5 minutes to get going. Thank you for joining us tonight. All right, welcome to Fort Dodge, Dodger Stadium, Week 1 action, hosted by Fort Dodge. Our first match will be the Fort Dodge Stags against the Lincoln Rail Splitters. Fort Dodge finished second place last year in the 2A state tournament. Lincoln went into the state tournament as a 6th seed, and they finished with a top 8 finish. Thank you to BBP Rugby for being the sponsor of the Lincoln matches tonight. We are about to get underway here. You can see Fort Dodge in the Harlequin style jerseys with the squares, with the white, the navy, the green, and then in the black in the BBP Sport uniforms. We've got Lincoln, coached by John Kelly and Zach Randalls. It's a beautiful night for rugby. This is one of our best nights we've ever had, Week 1 for weather. It is a little windy, but the fact that everybody's wearing shorts, it's like 78 degrees, we can make it work. Andrew Ridgway, center referee. You can see Coach Tom McClyman of Fort Dodge heading to his crew. So again, last year in the state playoffs, Fort Dodge went in as the 2 seed. They ended up beating Urbandale in the first round. They beat Waverly Shellrock in the semifinal, and they lost to Cedar Falls in the championship match. They bring back a lot of seniors, hungry, ready to go. They have about 30 guys on the roster. Guys have been doing some high-level performance stuff, Rebel Rugby, Alliance Rugby, Iowa Selects. You know, we're gonna talk about a few of those players there. Really cool stuff that we're seeing. And then you can see the Robles twins for Lincoln, who have also been doing a lot of high-performance rugby. They're out there for the handshake. And then for Fort Dodge, we have Gavin Peterson and Carlos Elias, both seniors, both committed to Iowa Central. I know one of the Robles twins is going to Iowa Central as well, so pretty fitting we're here in Fort Dodge, home of the Iowa Central Tritons, and 3 of their players are right there. But we are ready to go. Coin toss underway. Again, this first match is brought to you by BBP Sport. If you need new jerseys or an entire kit, an entire apparel store, BBP Sport is your local rugby merchandise provider. Get a hold of them. Check them out on Facebook, Instagram. Check out their website, BBP Sport. All right, so it's just me, Mr. Gray, on the camera, on the buttons. You'll hear my voice. We're gonna make it work. Again, beautiful night for rugby. Thank you for joining us. Week 1 action is underway. So for Fort Dodge, we're gonna see Gavin Peterson, number 1, Drew Mason, number 2, Jackson McQuillan, number 3, Brennan Stickrod, number 4, Braden Reimers, number 5, Quantez Jordan, number 6, Carlos Elias, number 7, Owen Stoke, number 8, Quentin Jaski, number 10, Aiden Hovland, 11, John Hughes, 13, Sam Davidson, 15, Corbin Davis is 17, and Brant Lawler is 18. Brant and Corbin are the only 2 sophomores. Everyone else is a junior or senior. A lot of returning players for this Fort Dodge team. For Lincoln, Lionel Parks at 1, Ladarian Holmes at 2, Daymoney Wesley 4, Charlie Ferrolaro at 5, Colton Pethathori at 6, Elias Cortez at 8, Aiden Jenkins at 9, Elian Robles at 10, Dylan Robles at 11, Nick Beaumont at 12, Aiden Zamora Garcia at 13, and Hassan Sirleaf at 14. All right, we're just about underway. Carlos Elias is going to kick it off for us here for Fort Dodge. Center referee Andrew Ridgway getting things underway. Short kick does not go 10. So we're going to take it back to the 50. Lincoln player got stuck there. A lot of meters lost for Lincoln. Good defense by Fort Dodge being patient. Lincoln looks a little unorganized here, trying to find space in the middle. And it looks like Lincoln had numbers, but a bad pass gets them inside their own 10. Lincoln trying to look for some go forward here. Good dummy. Robles finds space. Now it's a foot race. Cutting back into support, back up to midfield. Looks like we have a high tackle penalty. He's gonna go quick. So Fort Dodge defense backs them up inside their own 10, but a high tackle keeps this possession going for Lincoln. Fort Dodge known for being a very physical team. Good tackle there, good hit, but the offload, great offload by Lincoln to keep it moving. Again, it is the first game here, so not releasing. Fort Dodge is known for being really good at the breakdown, looking for those jackals, those poaches. So Fort Dodge now with a chance on offense after about 2 straight minutes on defense. Let's see what we have. Carlos and Gavin right here. So they're going to kick it into touch. And it stays in. And no one from Lincoln goes to return that. Gavin Peterson dots it down, and that's a try for Fort Dodge. So on the penalty, Fort Dodge goes to try to kick it into touch. Doesn't make it. A favorable bounce. And Fort Dodge was the only group of people chasing. An easy scoop and score. The first try of the season goes to Gavin Peterson. Gavin was the recipient of the Wombat High Performance Scholarship Award, one of 6. He'll be attending Iowa Central Community College. The kick is no good. Got about 4 minutes left in the half. But a good heads-up play there. Didn't go how they drew it up, but still get the points. So with about 4 minutes to go in the first half, Fort Dodge is up 5-0. Good restart kick here. Fort Dodge is right on top of them. Patience by the Fort Dodge defense, causing some bad passes and forcing Lincoln to move backwards, but Lincoln retaining ball. Pass goes through the hands. He's in his own try zone. So it looks like our referee is going to have a conversation with his AR. Try awarded. So the mishandling error by Lincoln and the pressure defense by Fort Dodge leads to another try. Both tries for Fort Dodge come off of just little mental mistakes from Lincoln. And Fort Dodge, runner-up last year, they capitalize. You expect that from a team with a lot of senior and junior leadership. And the kick is good. So with 2.5 minutes to go in the half, Fort Dodge 12, Lincoln 0. Now, one thing that's interesting this year, Iowa Youth Rugby Association Boys League, it's been around for about 15 years. This is the first year they've now implemented a new substitution rule. You can have 15 players rostered per night, but only 7 subs per match. Oh, that looked like that could have been a great play, but it was about half a meter short from 10. Ball does not go 10, so we're gonna bring it back to the center. So this year, there's no unlimited rolling subs. It's really gonna test our coaches this year. How do you use those guys? You have a long breakaway. You can't just sub a guy out and bring him back in all night long. You can sub him out and you can bring him back in, but you are limited to the number of subs you can use per match. So Fort Dodge looks ready for the line out. Lincoln getting set up.
Testing.
You will probably hear the PA announcer coming up here shortly. Short line out. And a little give and go, but they get knocked into touch. Like the idea? Here comes the line out from Lincoln. They do the same thing. They throw short. And you notice Lincoln catching that ball flat-footed allows Fort Dodge to get behind the gain line. Good offload there. Oh, the fend and the offload. He's going to try to make something happen. He's cutting across the field, running a lot of meters side to side, going to try to do it on his own. Hard run there. Fort Dodge does not get the steal. That ball's out. Good piece of work. Oh, but mishandles it. Slows him down, but good couple of fends. Oh, if he could have found him quicker, he would have had no one in front of him. Good defense there by Fort Dodge. Looks like, too, the next stoppage will probably be halftime. Oh, good hard crashing line. We've got advantage to Fort Dodge off the knock-on. What will Fort Dodge do here with it? Offload. Oh. All right, and that is halftime. It is Fort Dodge 12, Lincoln 0 after one half of play. We'd like to take this time right now to thank the West. All right, and we are going to start the second half here. Again, Fort Dodge up 12-0 on Lincoln. Both those tries came off of small mistakes from Lincoln, but you know, Fort Dodge, they're known for being a senior-led team, a lot of veteran returners. Second place finish last year, and if you read the article in the local paper, Coach Tom McClyman says that does not guarantee anything. But there's the kick. But these kids know what the goal is for this year and what they're working towards. So that kick is going to go out the back. We're going to bring it back to the center.
It'll be a free kick awarded to the Stags.
All right, here comes that free kick. There's the tap. And Gavin's just gonna take a crash ball. Lincoln saw it coming. Two guys there, ready to go. That ball gets dropped straight down. Good defense by Lincoln, driving them back. I don't think Fort Dodge expected that, but they keep possession. Again, running through 2 tacklers. Looks like they've got numbers left. That ball goes through the hands. Again, it is kind of windy out here, so we do think we're going to see some ball handling errors. Really stout defense here from Lincoln early in this second half. Big halftime adjustment you can already see. Oh, a quick little pick and go. Tries to offload. It's going to be a scrum to Lincoln. All right, so here's our first scrum of the night. Good drive there by Fort Dodge, but Lincoln still wins it. Hard running by Lincoln, but a high tackle by Fort Dodge.
Penalty awarded to Lincoln.
And Lincoln is off and running. And they find the corner. That's going to be a try for Lincoln. Lionel Parks, number 1. Found the corner, had the angle, had the speed, the patience from Lincoln to know that it was there. Just needed time to develop and set that up. Conversion is no good, so the score is Fort Dodge 12, Lincoln 5. Really good piece of rugby there. Being patient, finding your angle. Fort Dodge was cheating a little bit too inside, and they had the speed, put on the burners. A little over 4 minutes left to go in this match. Up next, we will have Crestwood against Norwalk, a 1A matchup. Deep kick there. Goes into touch. So again, thank you BBP Sport for the sponsor of tonight's match. You can see the BBP Sport kits on Lincoln. High quality, local. A lot of the money and discounts they give supports local rugby here in Iowa. If you want to support and be a part of it, get a hold of BBP Sport. Jordan Sanderson is the man behind BBP Sport.
Not straight is the goal.
Played for Ankeny, went to Iowa Central, went to Iowa State, plays for Des Moines Rugby now, and he coaches at Ankeny. So very ingrained in the rugby world. All right, so not straight. Another one, so we're gonna have a free kick here for Fort Dodge. Let's see what Carlos does here. Gavin is right off his hip in the pocket. Taps it. Little dummy. Fort Dodge really bunched up there. Lincoln really bunched up defensively, but they find a way to slide and match up. Hard running by Fort Dodge. You know, we have about 2 minutes left in this game. 7-point difference. Fort Dodge wants to get this ball out of this area. Little dummy, but it does not fake out Lincoln. Hard running there from Fort Dodge. All right, ruck is set. All right, penalty for Fort Dodge. Diving over was the call. All right, Gavin's gonna go off the foot, getting it out here. So instead of just running up every free kick and penalty, they've just run straight up. And the wing cuts it back inside. He's got 4 or 5 defenders on him. Can they find the space now? Gets it out. Runs through 2 tacklers. And that's going to be a penalty for not releasing.
Not releasing. Penalty.
All right, a little over a minute left. If Lincoln can clean up these passes, they know they've got speed on the wing. Defense by Fort Dodge really working hard. Looks like a mismatch there. Got him on the corner. Placement's going to be huge here. And that's a try for Lincoln. But now it's going to come down to the kick. A little mismatch on the wing there. Lincoln has the speed, takes it all the way. I believe this will be the game after the kick. And it's good.
Conversion successful.
And that's the game. Lincoln and Fort Dodge tied 12-12. What a match to start off here. First match of the night. 12-12 is our final score. Again, thank you. On Facebook, Instagram, find their website.
Coming up right now, Crestwood.
Crestwood last year finished the season as the number 6 seed in the 1A tournament, and Norwalk was the number 5 seed. These are two teams that know each other very well. So in blue, Crestwood's lineup: 1, CJ Yeslis. Number 3, Mason Weigert. Number 4, Sean Hart. Number 5, Caden Simile. And he's been playing over in London with the Rebel Rugby. He's been doing a fantastic job. Then 6, James Kennedy. 7, Wyatt St. Mary. 8, Blake Kennedy. 9, Talon Henry. 10, Caleb Holzer. 11, Will Roberts. 12, Caden Burke. 14, Spencer Kitchen. And 15, Ezra Phillips. Teams are breaking down here. And then for Norwalk, coached by Matt Daniels. Number 1, Isaac Binder. Number 2, Keegan Johnson. Number 3, Bryson Chapman. Number 4, Wade Bidwell. Number 5, Tyler Stanford. Number 6, Matthew Hanley. Number 7, Blake Stanford. Number 8, Tristan Shatara. Number 10, Alex Johnstone. Number 11, Riley Haringa. Number 12, Wyatt Miller. Number 13, Max McMullen. Number 14, Giovanni Severino. Number 15, Peyton Miller. All right, rosters are red. Teams are out there. Crestwood in blue, Norwalk in purple. Mark Blanc, center referee. We are ready to get underway. First match of the 1A season. And there's the kick. It's short. Thank you, appreciate it. All right, so Norwalk maintaining possession here. A lot of players from Norwalk have a connection to the University of Northern Iowa, especially with coaches Matt Daniels, who played there, Thomas Hosack, and then Raymond Johnson, his son, Dylan Johnson, plays for UNI right now. Oh, here's a break. Finding some space. Good offload there. Ooh. So the advantage for the high tackle. And he's just going to quick tap and go. He finds some space. It's Wade Bidwell. So Norwalk really maintaining possession here. Fake switch. Crestwood does not fall for it. Another nice take there. Ruck is set. A little pick and go. Does he have the support? Yep. Good offload there. Another good offload. And that's going to be a try. Looked like number 7, Blake Stanford. Great piece of work there. Looks like Norwalk is using a run sideways, get defenders to draw in, and then looking for either that switch, looking for that pop pass. Looks like that's going to be a penalty try too, because that was a high tackle on there. So that's going to be an automatic 7. An automatic 7 there for the high tackle. And they're going to go quick. A little confusion there from the players because of the penalty try. So Mark Blong, center referee, he's going to bring it back to the center.
Penalty on the scoreboard is going to result in a yellow card against Crestwood.
So that high tackle, a couple of high tackles on that possession, leads to a yellow card. So we're going to have for 2 minutes 7 on 6. Crestwood is going to play down a man. So they get the automatic 7. And now they have to play down a man for 2 minutes. So yeah, Norwalk really on offense looking to draw in those defenders and find a nice little pop pass. So right away a high tackle. It's going to be a penalty. A little confusion there. Game 1, day 1. Got to go through the mark. Good tackle there by Norwalk, but Crestwood maintains possession. They have numbers on the outside if he can get it there. The defense was able to match. Pick and go weak side. And there's a try, number 10, Caleb Holzer.
Try time, Crestwood.
Waiting for that teammate. You know, it took 2 defenders to get him down. He just waited there in his pocket. Wide open space right in front of him. Takes it to the house. Smart heads up play there by Caleb Holzer. And Wyatt St. Mary is going to take the kick. And it's good.
Conversion successful.
So this is a huge moment for Crestwood. You're playing down a man and you're still able to get points on the board. Most teams, you just try to hang on and don't give up points. Now that player is able to return. So we're back to full strength, 7 on 7. About 2 minutes left to go. And we got a short little kick, little grubber. Fielded by Norwalk. That ball's out. Again, a little confusion here in week 1. Good offload. So Norwalk player tries to kick it, kicks it into a Crestwood player, and then gets driven back, but Norwalk maintains possession, and they're going to give it another go. Running sideways again, trying to create space, offload. Yeah, and he's going to call that a knock-on. If he could have handled that, who knows what could have happened. Unfortunate error there with about a minute left to go in the half. So are we starting to see with these new sub rules, guys not used to having to play the whole time? Are we starting to see some fatigue? 7-7 here. Good attacking position from Crestwood. Good drive by Norwalk. They're going to get the steal on the scrum. Finding some gaps. Good tackle there by Crestwood. Looks like the numbers for Norwalk. Oh, if he can find his wing, but he doesn't. Good pop there. He's looking for support. Good offload. Now it's a foot race. Oh, gets him by the shoestring. Yeah, that's going to be a penalty. Playing on the ground. Too many moves there. He saw 3 different options, and he picked all 3. You can only pick one. All right. Hands in the ruck. So next dead ball, that's not a penalty. Half will probably be over. Both teams want to make something happen here before halftime. Halftime is sponsored by the West Des Moines Wombats Rugby Club, home of the West Des Moines Wombats High School Academy program. This year we are adding a girls team. All right, so there is a knock-on. Scrum to Norwalk. And our referee says we still have time to play. Still time for one more. So again, the referee keeps the official time. Our time is just an estimate. Oh, forward pass there, and that's going to be halftime. Norwalk was really putting something good on there, but can't hang on to it, or he did hang on to it. Couldn't, the timing was off. Timing was off, forced a forward pass. So at halftime, we have Crestwood 7, Norwalk 7. Again, this halftime is brought to you by the West Des Moines Wombats. It's a high honor to get to the Thunderbirds. Yeah. Especially at high school level too. So.
I'm excited about it. Try to see where the Karen's are. All right, well, I'm back now.
Sounds good.
Good to talk to you.
Yeah, good to talk to you. Good luck in the next one, man.
Thank you. You'll need it.
All right, so we are going to start the second half here. That was Gavin Peterson from the Fort Dodge Stags coming up in the studio. What a first match. Fort Dodge got up early. Second half, Lincoln cleaned up some of their mistakes, found the speed on the wings, was able to finish that match 12-12 as a tie. All right, so Crestwood is going to start it off. All right, so not releasing. Norwalk is going to quick tap it. Oh, what do we got here? Did he go out the back? Try awarded.
Try awarded.
So you see the mistake there from Crestwood. Norwalk quickly just picks it up and scores, and Norwalk makes the kick to make it 14-7. They say the best time to score in rugby is off of a turnover. And right there, you only have 20 meters to go, less than 20 meters to go. Turnover happens off of a penalty, quick tap. Everyone's out of position because they think they're on offense. Norwalk is able to find some space, but almost made a mistake themselves by running out the back. So again, with the new sub rule, there is no longer unlimited subs. Trying to get these kids ready for high school or for college and high performance. Gotta be ready to go. So coaches adjusting their sub plans, their game plans, players adjusting their cardio levels and how they manage their fitness throughout the game. Good little gap there. Good ruck there by Crestwood to hang on to possession. But again, not releasing. Another quick tap. Tries to kick it. Tried to grubber it through. It's number 2, Keegan Johnson. He's a 4-year starter. Second year All-State.
Knock on by Norwalk, and it's going to be a scrum.
And he is an Eagle Scout. So he makes big contributions to the club on and off the field. You can see that awareness, or, he's watched some higher level rugby, trying to get that grubber through. It's the second time he's tried to make that kick. If he could poke it through, probably going to find some space, but Crestwood with the ball after the knock on. A dummy, but it doesn't fool Norwalk. You want to see these players catch that ball moving forward more, but some good movement, but then a knock on.
Ball lost forward, it'll be a scrum down.
So it should be a scrum. We have a little over 4 minutes left in the half. Great night here in Fort Dodge, right in the mid-70s, slight breeze. Best week 1 weather I think we've ever had. Looks like Crestwood gonna get the steal. But then Norwalk is able to find that ball. But Norwalk dives over. That's a penalty. Another quick tap. Wasn't 10, looked like he had advantage, but we're gonna play on here. Crestwood finding space on the wing. Finding speed on the wing. 1 to beat. Can he make it? Oh, try saving tackle. No.
Try awarded.
That is a try. It's thrown off there because of the end zone. The red doesn't go all the way to the side. Again, they use the soccer lines. Great piece of work there by Crestwood. This is going to be a difficult kick here. The kick is no good. So Norwalk up 14-12 on Crestwood. And again, Crestwood is without their top player, Caden Simile, who was playing in London for the Rebels Rugby Academy, first USA team to play in that tournament in a couple of decades. He scored a try in the first 15 seconds of the first match when they were out there. So really awesome experience for him. He'll be a huge boost when he comes back to this team. Definitely a hard runner and someone that can really set the tone with the ball in hand. But Norwalk finding space on the edge. But does he have the support there? Offload wasn't ready for it, but they still end up with it. You see 5 Norwalk players bunched in tight there. A tough tackle, high tackle again, quick tap.
High tackle.
Crestwood had their backs turned. They weren't 10 meters.
Back 10. Penalty.
So he's going to move the mark up. Definitely is something that we've seen over and over where every team's trying to go, both teams are trying to go quick. So the referee trying to create that space. And again, running down the line, looking for a gap to open up. Crestwood is not fooled. Patient defense works out for him. Over the head. But again, Crestwood very patient. About a minute left to go. They need a try. Pass hits the ground, but it's going to end up being a knock-on.
Scrum down awarded to Crestwood.
All right, so less than a minute left here. Less than a minute left. A huge opportunity for Crestwood. 3 points and they win it. Hey, you know what? They could do a drop goal and win it. I'd love to see that. All right, so we're seeing some substitutions here. All right, in this game, we're coming down to the wire. Gonna need some clean rugby here. Crestwood wins the ball. Good tackle by Norwalk. Sets it, picks it up himself, runs a little more. They've got Norwalk bunched up. Tries to find some space, but Norwalk makes that tackle. Big run, big hard run right there. Oh, Norwalk trying to steal there, but Crestwood hangs on. Another big, powerful run. Bunching up the defense. Oh, passes that ball to nobody. Norwalk ends up with it. Looks like Isaac Binder gets that ball. Penalty on Norwalk.
Not releasing.
So Crestwood gets another chance here. And they've got space if they can go to the right side. But it definitely looks like everybody is getting tired. Big hard run. Can his support get there? Norwalk with a big counter ruck. Norwalk with the kick. Does it go into touch? And it does. Norwalk walks away with the win, 14-12. Congratulations, Norwalk. What a great match. Again, early in the season, you're going to see a few mistakes. Teams playing hard out there.
Stags JV taking on Norwalk JV.
So up next, we have a JV match. We have the 14 All right, and up next we have the Fort Dodge JV in their old uniforms with the black, and then Norwalk JV in their purples. After this match, we will have Lincoln against Waverly Shellrock in 2A varsity action, but right now it is a JV match. Love to see these clubs getting deeper and deeper with more and more players available. And this is something too, if you talk to head coach Tom McClyman, he believes, and other coaches in the state believe, you know, this is how you build your team. And you can tell he believes in it because in the center, there's head coach Tom McClyman.
Lincoln Rugby and Waverly Shellrock.
So head coach Tom McClyman going to be in the center for this one. Like I said, he's a firm believer in these JV matches. You have a deep squad. This is where guys can work on their skills and prep and be the next man ready to go. You know, if you have an injury or you have someone who can't play, you get a guy from the JV who's been playing some good big minutes. So the kick starts off with a knock-on. So it's going to be a scrum to Fort Dodge. So again, developing those live game reps is huge against competition that's at your level. Is huge. This league also has a lot of JV matches on Monday nights. And again, that is where teams that, when you see them in the state tournament, they're the teams that are sending guys to Monday nights, and Bondurant and Waverly and Fort Dodge and whoever else is hosting JV nights. Fort Dodge with the win on the scrum. Solid tackle. Good hard running. Pass a little off, but he's able to find some space. Good shifty running. Spins out of a tackle, breaks another tackle, and his team is there to support. Running through the teeth of the defense. Good cutback. And that's a try awarded. Quick try for the JV squad from Fort Dodge. And the kick is no good. Fort Dodge JV 5, Norwalk JV 0. Short kick handled by Norwalk. Diving over is the penalty.
Diving over.
Norwalk ball.
Penalty awarded to Norwalk.
Finds some space, good hard running. Ooh. Look like Norwalk players kind of, okay, not rolling away on the tackler from Fort Dodge. It's a little messy there in the breakdown. Sometimes you expect a coach, when they're reffing their own players, they're a little bit harder on their guys because they want them to play at a higher level. Good poach there by Fort Dodge. Finding some space, breaks the line. Breaks another tackle, and he's got support on the outside. But he doesn't need it. Another try for Fort Dodge. And that looks to be Wesley Reeder. Kick is no good. Good running there from Wesley. Finding the space, breaking some tackles. Doing a little bit of everything. About 3 minutes to go in this half. Ball fielded by Norwalk, trying to find some space. Ball handoff there. And he's got a break. Try saving tackle from Fort Dodge, but the offload and the step. That's a try for Norwalk, right under the posts. Good bit of rugby there from Norwalk, finding the space on the side. Great try-saving tackle, but an even better offload to the supporting player. And the kick is no good. So we have a score of 10-5. Fort Dodge JV is up with a little over 2.5 minutes to go. All right, so some confusion at the substitution here, but we're good to go. And the kick. Deeper kick there for Norwalk. And the Fort Dodge player finding some space. Lost the ball, so it's going to be a scrum to Norwalk.
Ball scored by the Stags. It'll be a scrum down awarded to Norwalk.
Beautiful night here in Fort Dodge. Can't say it enough. Great stadium, Dodger Stadium. About 75 degrees with a slight breeze and sunny. Best week 1 opening weather we've ever had in the league. You love to see it. Fort Dodge, excellent hosts. You can see crowd is packed. Sorry, probably dizzy from that. One-man crew in the booth tonight, so here we go. Scrum is won by Fort Dodge. That's a good ruck set by Fort Dodge. The support doing a great job, and that's what Fort Dodge is known for. All right, we've got some movement going forward here. Looks like they've got numbers on the edge. Breaks line. Now they've got numbers on the right side. If they can get that thing out. He cuts it back in. Just kind of hands it off to his teammate there. Fort Dodge being very patient here. Oh, and there's the knock on.
Ball scored. Big scrum down. No, not over.
So I was saying they were being patient. They knew time was almost up, trying to get that score in before halftime, but it is Fort Dodge JV 10, Norwalk JV 5. Again, we'd like to thank the West Des Moines Wombats for being the sponsor of tonight's halftime show. Every halftime is brought to you by the West Des Moines Wombats Men's Rugby Club D3 out of West Des Moines, Iowa. The Wombats are a 2-time D3 Iowa champion with their latest conference victory coming this past fall. West Des Moines Wombats also have the Wombats Academy high school team for boys and girls in the summer. So if you're a high school player and you want to play more rugby in the summer, you know, there's Iowa Selects, there's Hawkettes, but if you want even more, get a hold of the West Des Moines Wombats. They are looking for players this summer. They're going to be going to Scrummerfest in West Des Moines. It's a sevens tournament. Block Party Sevens in Iowa City, Irish Fest in Waterloo. Get a hold of the Wombats if you want to play some more rugby. Get your game better. Boys, it's a great way to go into the summer, get some extra work in before football season. Girls, it'll prep you for your girls season in the fall. West Des Moines Wombats, ton of coaches. We've got 9 different coaches coaching tonight around the state. So you'll definitely have experience ready to go. So again, thank you to the West Des Moines Wombats for sponsoring our halftime tonight. Heard the whistle from center referee Tom McClyman. Also the head coach of Fort Dodge. There he is, ready to go. It's going to go that way, he says. Or that's where Fort Dodge needs to line up. That's always something. You guys always forget. Hey, flip sides. Well, that's the thing. He's directing traffic. He's got him going good. So again, it is Fort Dodge JV 10, Norwalk JV 5. And the kickoff is coming. Ball slips out. Finds space on the edge, but tackled from behind. Norwalk with the steal. Norwalk doing a great job using the entire width of the field. That's what you want to see. Move that ball side to side while moving forward. Good hard run, breaks the line, but Fort Dodge is able to stop him. You can hear the coaches from Norwalk. Get it out, get it out, get it out. They see all this space out wide, but they attack the weak side of the field. Oh, and the Fort Dodge player goes for the intercept. Comes up empty-handed, and Norwalk will get the try. It is now 10-10. Difficult kick here coming up, but a good piece of rugby there. Fort Dodge player thought they had a jump on it. They missed, which led the Norwalk player to be wide open to streak down the sideline. That ball's up, and it's no good, so we are all tied here, 10-10. With about 5.5 minutes to go. So after this match, we will have Lincoln against Waverly Shell Rock in varsity action. Lincoln tied Fort Dodge earlier tonight, 12-12, and this will be the first match of the season for Waverly Shell Rock. So that ball goes off the leg of Fort Dodge. They maintain possession. Good solid ruck. Norwalk players were dangerously close to offsides there, but play on. So that ball went straight down, so not a knock on. Oh! Looked like Norwalk was gonna have that ball, but again, referee says play on, no knock on. Off the hands of the Fort Dodge player, but he's able to recover. Great live reps for these JV players here. Fort Dodge with their backs against the wall. And the little mistake there, the little turnover turns into an easy try for Norwalk. And the kick is no good, so it's Norwalk JV 15, Fort Dodge JV 10. Again, after this match, right at 7 o'clock, we will have Lincoln, who tied Fort Dodge earlier, 12-12, against Waverly Shell Rock, who will be playing in their first match of the season. Short kick. Referee says play on. Good hard running there from the Fort Dodge player. Tries to offload, but it does go backwards. Finds the Fort Dodge player. Good bit of running. Look at all those players to the right. If they can get that thing out, they have all the space in the world. Need to move forward. Hit that corner. And they do. And that's going to be a try for Fort Dodge.
Try awarded. Six.
So we're all tied up here, 15-15. Another difficult kick with the try on the sideline. Got about 2.5 minutes left. Looks like they're not going to attempt the kick. They're just going to play on. So 15-15. 2 minutes to go in the game. Got them deep. They're inside their own 20. Good tackle there by Fort Dodge. You really think your next score is going to win this game? Can Fort Dodge create a turnover, or will Norwalk find a gap and go the length of the field? Skip pass there. They know they've got numbers on the side. Oh, caught from behind. Norwalk settles it. Good tackle, but the player from Norwalk just throws it up. A little desperate there, but they maintain possession. Ooh, cuts it back. And there's a knock on. Right at the 20, around the 20-meter line, 20-yard line. Scrum to Fort Dodge with under a minute to play. Huge scoring opportunity here for Fort Dodge. You really think here with the time winding down on this scrum, as everyone's getting into position here, next score wins. Gotta make sure these guys aren't offside here. So again, JV match. Some of these guys, probably their first scrum they've ever been a part of. Safety first. Clean win there by Fort Dodge. Now what can they do with it? Oh, he had space on the edge. Goes through his hands. There's a knock on. Scrum to Norwalk, and this is probably going to be the last play of the game. And actually, it's just going to be a 15-15 tie. All right, so Fort Dodge JV 15, Norwalk JV 15, ends in a tie. Up next, we have Lincoln against Waverly Shellrock. All right, so this next match, we have Lincoln against Waverly Shellrock. Lincoln lost to Waverly Shellrock last year in the first round of the state playoffs. Waverly Shellrock was the number 3 seed going into the tournament. They defeated Lincoln in the first round, but lost to Southeast Polk for a 4th place finish. Waverly Shellrock looking to get back on track here this year. That's definitely a team that's always competing for a state title. They always want to be in the mix of it. But Lincoln, speedy athletic team, tying Fort Dodge, who was number 2 in the state last year with a lot of returners. We've got a great matchup underway here. So Waverly's first match, again, they finished 4th last year. Lincoln, top 8 finish in the state last year, already tied Fort Dodge tonight. Waverly Shell Rock with the fresh legs. Let's see how it goes. Nice high kick. And so Lincoln with the ball on the edge with the speed. Lincoln going from left to right might be a little difficult. Both teams wearing primary black colors, but Lincoln is going to start the game off with a try in the center of the try zone. We saw this in the end of the Fort Dodge match. They've got speed on the corners and they can burn. Waverly gave them a little bit of space on the edge, and Lincoln takes advantage. Again, with the new sub rule, you can't just bring a guy out after a long breakaway and bring him back in with unlimited subs. So Waverly will be going from right to left, and that was Lincoln who just scored the try going from left to right. The kick is no good, but Lincoln is up 5-0. Also, Waverly has the white across the chest and a little bit of yellow on the shorts. And Lincoln again with the BBP Sport kits. If you need a new rugby kit, you need an apparel store, BBP Sport, check them out on Facebook, Instagram, their website, bbpsport.com, for all your apparel needs for rugby. They are the sponsor of the Lincoln matches tonight. Thank you, BBP Sport, for the support. We would not be able to do this without you. High kick, goes backwards. Waverly's able to settle that. Offload through the teammate's hands. Waverly looks a little frantic right now. They need to settle down a little bit. The ball's out. Good gap there, but a better tackle by Lincoln. Little spin move, offload. They've got numbers on the outside. Lincoln doing a good job containing Waverly right now. Waverly running back and forth, looking for a gap to open in the middle. Some offloads. Lincoln looks like they're losing their position on defense, but now they've got it back. Can they make the tackle on the edge? Now Waverly with patience. Slips on the turf, but he's able to recover. Ooh, sits him down. And the backside wing here from Lincoln is going for it. But that's going to be a try for Waverly. Strong, hard run creates that gap.
Try time, Waverly Shell Rock.
Number 1, that's Cam Kramer. Cam Kramer with the hard run there. Number 2, his brother, Charlie Kramer. And the kick is good. Try to get some more of these names here in a little bit. So Waverly Shell Rock up 7-5 over Lincoln with about 3 minutes to go in the half. Number 3, Logan Lashbrook. Number 4, McIver Haggerty. Number 5, Merrick Haggerty. Number 6, Blake Porter. Number 8, Cale Dewey. Number 9, Prentice Rule. Number 10, Easton Jorgensen. Number 11, Deegan Lewis. Here comes the kick. And there is the burner from Lincoln. He's just going to run himself out of energy. And then there's a gap for Lincoln. Kid number 4 versus number 4. Does he have support? He does. So what do we have here? Money Wesley.
On the dump tackle, that is going to award a penalty try, and that'll be a yellow card against Waverly Shell Rock.
Money Wesley, number 4 for Lincoln, with the big run. And that dump tackle ends up being a yellow card and a penalty try. So that's a 7 automatic points for Lincoln. Referee was not ready for that. So center referee Andrew Ridgway, he was writing it in his book that there was a penalty. He's going to bring him back to the center. So Lincoln with 7 players, Waverly Shell Rock down to 6 for the next 2 minutes. What can Lincoln do with this advantage here? Just a physical tackle, but you cannot lift that player and dump him. Shoulders cannot go below the hip line, and that's what we saw there. So a deeper kick, handled by Waverly. Hard running, just running right through Lincoln. I feel like if Waverly just wants to run these crash balls right at him, could be good. And from up here, might want to watch the offsides. Ooh, mishandled the ball trying to offload. Unfortunate, unlucky there.
It'll be a scrum down to 1-2 Lincoln.
For Waverly, number 12 is Porter Behrens, number 13, Nathan Moon, number 14, John Knight, and number 15, Peyton Moling. So less than a minute here. Lincoln gets that ball back, but Waverly kicks it through. Be interesting what happens here. Here's the speedster from Lincoln. Everyone's kind of out of position here. Good tackle by Waverly. A guy gets into space, could be trouble, but they're able to contain him. Oh, looked like he had some numbers, but keeps it himself. I think, too, this might be the final play. So I think we had a knock on by Lincoln. That's going to be a scrum to Waverly. And the referee says we have enough time for the scrum. We saw this earlier in the night when Crestwood was down a man. They had a scrum and they were able to score. Can Waverly do the same thing? Again, it's such a huge thing to maintain or even score when you're a man down. Short time here. This will be the last play of the half. Can Waverly survive the 2-minute yellow card? Looks like Lincoln's a little excited there. A little bit of an early push. I think we saw a sign from the referee that the next one will be a free kick. And that ball is stolen by Lincoln. And they find this space on the edge. Good tackle there by Waverly. A little messy. All right, Waverly ends up with the ball, but he offloads it right into the Lincoln hands. A little messy. Can he do something on the wing? And that is number 2 for Waverly. Charlie Kramer with the try. Again, a huge moment there for Waverly to be able to tie it up while a man down, to score with a yellow card. Tough thing to do. Unlucky there for Lincoln. They thought they could get into halftime with a 5-point lead, but instead, either tied or, let's see how this kick goes. Oh, just a bit to the right. So we are going to be tied 12-12 at halftime.
That will take us to halftime, 12-12.
Halftime is presented by our sponsor, the West Des Moines Wombats, D3 Men's Rugby Club out of West Des Moines, Iowa. They practice at Indian Hills Junior High in Clive. Their home bar is Pally's Bar and Grill. Everyone's welcome if you want to attend a practice. High school players are welcome because we do have a high school academy team for boys and girls that will be playing in at least three sevens tournaments this summer, including Block Party Sevens, Scrummer Fest, hosted by the Wombats, and Irish Fest up in Waterloo. The West Des Moines Wombats are dedicated to growing the game through the youth level. That includes elementary, middle school, high school. We've got 8 coaches coaching tonight between Valley, Urbandale, East High, who's combined with Roosevelt, and Ames Atomics. The club is dedicated to growing the sport, helping these kids get some opportunities. They've given out scholarships to high school players to use on either high performance teams like Iowa Selects or Rebel Rugby, and they have also helped kids get to college. So if you want to be a part of the West Des Moines Wombats as a player, as a senior men's player or a high school academy player, follow them on Facebook, check them out on Instagram. They'll post all the information. News will be coming soon, but the halftime show is brought to you by the West Des Moines Wombats. We're just about ready to get underway for the second half. Great action here. 12-12 was the final score of Lincoln versus Fort Dodge in Lincoln's first game. Waverly will play Fort Dodge later tonight around 8 p.m. After this, there will be a senior recognition. I'll leave the camera going for that, but I will not talk during that. We'll just let that go. So for the Fort Dodge parents and families and seniors, they can check that out. But Lincoln, the story for this team, very athletic, a lot of speed on the side. If they can clean up some mistakes and get the handling down, they are a danger anytime they have the ball. Waverly, what you expect, they're patient, they run hard, they tackle hard, just making sure that they do things in control to not earn a yellow card or anything like that. Keep penalties limited. So here comes the kick. So Lincoln is kicking, Lincoln is going from right to left, Waverly going left to right. And that kick does not go 10. So it's going to be a free kick to the center.
Kickoff did not go 10. It'll be a free kick at center.
All right, Cam Kramer's going to start it off here for Waverly. A little dummy there, and then a hard hit given by the runner. Good little step there. Good run here. Again, that's what Waverly is known for, those hard physical runs. A little pick and go. Finds some space. Offloads it when he gets to the ground. Hard running. And that's going to be a try for Waverly Shell Rock.
Try time, WSR.
And I'm pretty sure that was McIver Haggerty with the try, number 4. And the kick is no good. So with about 5.5 minutes left to go in the match, Waverly is up 17-12. Yep, that was McIver Haggerty with the try. Just a good physical run there. Again, that's what you come to expect from this squad. Their coaches, Casey Hansen, Eric Wickham, played for Bremer County Bucks. They're known for their physical play. Lincoln fields the ball. Waverly able to get him down. Pass a little behind the runner. Catching it on their back foot there. Waverly defense getting a little bunched up there. Waverly forcing sloppy play by Lincoln at the breakdown. That pressure could lead to turnovers here. When you feel the pressure, bad passes start happening. And they're at their own 10-meter line. That ball is dangerously close to their own try zone. Advantage from a knock-on from Waverly, advantage to Lincoln. So it's going to be a 5-meter scrum to Lincoln. About 3.5 minutes to go in the game with Waverly up 17-12.
It's going to be a knock-on. Scrum down awarded to Lincoln.
Be interesting to see how Lincoln tries to exit from their own try zone. Waverly has to be thinking big steal, big defense, short distance to go for a try. Some misunderstanding here at the scrum. All right, let's see if we can get it. Here's the put by Lincoln. And it's going to be the ball is going to Waverly because the Lincoln player went straight to the ground on the scrum, lost his footing. So the referee has awarded a scrum to Waverly. Huge offensive opportunity. They're at full strength. And they're bunching everybody up on the right side. Whoa! What a tough physical run.
Try time, Waverly Shell Rock.
And again, that's that Cam Kramer dominating force for Waverly Shell Rock. Kick is off to the right, so it's 22-12. Yeah, he just wanted it more. That was a tough physical run. All right, so it's 22-12 with about 1.5 minutes to go. Waverly kind of taking their time here. Lincoln needs 2 scores to get back into this thing. Deep kick, Waverly's going to test Lincoln to force them to play the whole field. And a quick step. Well, we saw this earlier. Number 4 had a breakaway, caught by the other number 4. And that's going to be a try
Time,
for Damon
Lincoln.
Wesley. Solid run there. They know they got to do something quick, so he catches that thing, quick little step. And the kick is good. All right. Things just got very interesting here. So with less than 30 seconds to go in the game, Waverly is up 22-19. Lincoln's going to kick it off. You know they're going to look for a quick turnover, try to catch this thing in the air, try to make something happen. But it does not go 10 meters. And that is going to be the game. Wow, what a game. Waverly Shell Rock wins 22-19. What a match. All these matches we've seen so far. Fort Dodge and Lincoln tied 12-12. Norwalk defeated Crestwood 14-12. Lincoln and Waverly just finished with Waverly winning 22-19. And then the JV match that we saw between Fort Dodge and Norwalk, 15-15. The largest margin of victory, 3 points. 2 tie games. All right, so up next, we are going to have the Fort Dodge Senior Recognition. So I'm going to stop talking, and we will just play this. Thank you again, everybody, for joining us. At 7:40, Crestwood versus Mason City will kick off the second half. Then at 8, it'll be Waverly Shellrock versus Fort Dodge. 8:20 will be Fort Dodge JV versus a mixed JV. And we will end the night with our main event, Norwalk Rugby against Mason City.
Teacher, coach, principal, and most importantly, a friend.
Next match will start at 7:40. We got about 10 minutes here. Crestwood versus Mason City. Then at 8 p.m. it'll be Waverly Shell Rock against Fort Dodge. 8:20 Fort Dodge JV versus a mixed JV side. And at 8:40 the main event of the night, Norwalk against Mason City. So we'll be underway here in about 10 minutes. 10 minutes.
We have 4 more matches for you coming up tonight. Again, up next is Mason City Boys taking on the Crestwood Boys. That one's going to be getting started here in just a minute or so. On deck is Waverly Shell Rock taking on your Fort Dodge Stags. Immediately following that will be the Fort Dodge Stags JV taking on a mixed JV squad. And finishing out the night is going to be Warrior Rugby out of Norwalk taking on Mason City.
All right, so it looks like we're going to get started here early. So we have Mason City in the red and blue up top. Crestwood in the full blue with the black shorts. Crestwood played earlier tonight. They lost to Norwalk 14-12, and this is the first match of the season for Mason City. So Mason City kicks off here. A low one goes about midway. Crestwood player finds some space, but the ball is stripped from him. Mason City steals it, picks it up. Oh, looking for support. Wow. Good bit of running there from the Mason City player, but just can't find that offload, can't find support.
4-2 Mason City.
So scrum to Mason City, Crestwood with the knock-on. Huge scoring opportunity here for Mason City. Oh, Mason City won the scrum, but the scrum half could not find the ball. Crestwood finds his teammate. Got some running rugby here. Can they go coast to coast? And he does. Try Crestwood. Great bit of support there. Going from end to end. Kick is no good. So it's going to be 5-0 with about 5.5 minutes to go. So Mason City with a great chance to score. They're at the 5-meter line for a scrum. They win the scrum. Scrum half can't find the ball. Crestwood steals it. Great run. I think it was by number 1, CJ Yaslis. And then the finish. Was it Caleb Holzer? I didn't catch the number there. I think I saw number 10. A short little grubber goes 10. Crestwood falls on top of it. It's going to be their ball. Mason City player playing on the ground. Crestwood goes quick.
Over penalty to Crestwood.
So, not releasing or maybe leaving his feet in the ruck. Penalty, Mason City with the ball. They get to go on offense now after being on defense for quite a while. Big physical run. There's an offload, but hits the ground. And that ball is stolen by number 10, Caleb Holzer. High tackle. Penalty for Crestwood. A little
Penalty
quick tap.
to Crestwood.
Oh, great offload there. Another great offload. And another try is awarded. Great support over and over and over to make that try possible. Just follow, get into contact, offload. Follow, contact, offload, ends in a try. Crestwood up 10-0. About 3.5 minutes to go. The kick is up, and it's just short. So, when this kick goes, it'll be a little over 3 minutes left in the in the half.
About halfway through the first here, Crestwood 10, Mason City 0. As a reminder, referee on the field does keep official time.
And short kick does not go 10. So it's going to be a free kick here at the 50.
Kickoff does not go 10. It's going to be a free kick awarded to Mason City.
A little confusion there. Referee waiting for the mark. Does not find anyone with the pass. Over the ball here. Good ruck to maintain possession. Hard run. High tackle. Penalty. Mason City keeps ball. Quick tap. Hard run. Big man's moving. Settles it in the ruck. Gets that ball out. Offsides by Crestwood.
Now back 10, penalty against Crestwood.
Oh, and he finds a gap. That's a try by number 17. And the numbers I have on the roster do not match up. I don't have a 17 on their roster, but he scores and the kick is good. Crestwood 10, Mason City 7 with a little over a minute to play in the first half. Crestwood using subs. Finds some space on the edge. Has support. Oh, handles it, and the big man's running. Good physical run, and then another pick and go. Oh, more big physical runs. Huddle camera's kind of in the way here. Hopefully they don't go weak. Oh, they do. Physical running. We're getting close here. Try awarded. Yeah, sorry about that angle there. The huddle camera from Fort Dodge kind of got in the way there. The kick is no good, but some big runs from CJ Yaslis, Sean Hart, and Caleb Holzer. Takes us to halftime. Crestwood 15, Mason City 7. Halftime is brought to you by the West Des Moines Wombats out of West Des Moines, Iowa. They're D3 men's club, the reigning D3 Iowa men's champions this past fall. They will have a summer Academy team, the Wombats Academy for boys 7s and girls 7s this summer, looking to compete in 3 different tournaments this summer. Scrummerfest, July 21st, hosted by the West Des Moines Wombats, Block Party 7s in Iowa City, and Irish Fest in Waterloo. If you are a high school player and you want more minutes, you want more rugby, you want more practice, more games over the summer, follow the West Des Moines Wombats. They try to keep the costs as low as possible. The last 2 years, the Academy team has been free. The Wombats pay the entry fee, provide the jerseys. All you got to do is get there. So get a hold of the West Des Moines Wombats. If you want to be a part of that Academy program, get some coaching from coaches from all across the state. We have 8 different coaches coaching for 4 different teams tonight. West Des Moines Wombats, thank you for sponsoring the halftime here in Fort Dodge. And again, beautiful night here in Fort Dodge. It's our 5th match out of 8.
As a reminder, on deck is Waverly Show Rock taking on Fort Dodge Stags.
Up next, we have Waverly against Fort Dodge, but we still have a great second half of action here. Crestwood up 15-7 on Mason City. Good play by both squads here. Mason City got into scoring territory very early in this match, but a small mistake led to a 95-meter try. Good support from Crestwood. That's what the biggest thing I've seen from Crestwood from their first game against Norwalk to this game. Their support has gotten so much better. Their offloads are there. They're always looking to follow their teammate, which leads to another 5, 10, 15 meters on their runs. Mason City, I think if they can clean some things up, they've got some hard runners themselves. It's just getting down that rhythm, finding your space, finding your timing. You can tell it's their first match. Definitely, I think Crestwood has an advantage by playing a match earlier in the night. They're warmed up, maybe a little tired, but they're warmed up. They got the flow, they got the feel. But look for Mason City to be ready to go this second half. So a short kick on the ground. So hard running. Hard running in the middle of the field here. Loses his footing there. Sounds like the coaches, they want that ball to get to the wing. Oh, he tries to offload it, but he throws it directly into the hands of the Crestwood player. Diving out, number 9, Talon Henry with the try for Crestwood. You can hear the coaches from Mason City telling them to get it out in the tackle. Tries to offload it, but it goes directly into the hands of Talon Henry. And that kick is good. It's 22-7. Crestwood on top. Got about 6 minutes left to go in the second half. Just an unfortunate error, just leads to a quick try. Crestwood making some subs. There's the kick. It's a short one. They like that short little grubber. Now they got it out to their wing. This is what they've wanted to do all night, and you can see why. So that's why the coaches wanted to get out wide. Made that thing look easy. Trying to look here for the number. I believe that was number 13, Judon. And the kick is good. So definitely can see why those Mason City coaches, they want to get that ball to Judon. Some elite level speed there. Makes it look easy. Gets the ball in the wing, takes it down the sideline, dots it down the middle. Easy 7 points there. But they have about little over 4 minutes to go. Is there enough time for them to come back from 8 points? High kick, fielded by Crestwood. High offload there. Some hard running from Crestwood. Again, look at that support. They've got that back line set up, ready to go. And he had the support on the outside, but he decides to take it himself. Just 2 guys out there ready for him. Good job by Crestwood to maintain that. It looked like that should have been Mason City's ball. Well, oh, there we go. Hits it in stride. Oh, looks for the offload, but he misses. That was a really good piece of offense. It's just the offload was off. Turnover, ball goes to Mason City with over 3 minutes. You can tell, getting a little tired on both sides. It's going to lead to some bad passes, players out of position. Does Mason City have enough in the tank to come back? Oh, good offload. Needs a teammate. They need help. Really letting that sit in there. Offsides by Crestwood. 2.5 minutes to go. You guys are getting tired.
Penalty awarded to Mason City.
Couple of subs come on for Mason City. We have a player down for Crestwood. I believe the referee stopped his clock, so we're going to stop ours. About 2.5 minutes to go. Could this break in the action give Mason City enough energy to score, get the ball back, and score again? Looks like the player from Crestwood is... Is he going to stay on? He's coming off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, and sub came on. Time is back on. Mason City with the penalty. Able to keep his feet. He's got 4 defenders on him. Should be a gap for the offense. So penalty on Crestwood. Player got stuck in the breakdown. Needed to get out of there. He was muddying up the ball. Ooh. Big hit, but he catches him on the shoe. Directing traffic. It's taking a lot of time here. Good tackle by Crestwood. Ooh. Big hit by Crestwood, and that's going to be a turnover. Crestwood ball, pick and go off the weak side. And there's the try.
Try time, Crestwood.
Good heads-up play there by Crestwood. It's going to extend their lead 27-14. Yeah, good heads-up play. Created the turnover. He just picks it weak side where nobody's at. Again, those transitions. You create turnover, you should look to score. That's when is the best time to score because everyone's out of position. Kick is up. And it's good. About a minute to go here. And I think that was Sean Hart with the score from Crestwood. The Cadets. Short kick. Playing the ball on the ground. Quick tap. There's a burst of energy. Hard run here from Mason City. Swinging him down to the ground. Offload. Next dead ball will probably be the end of the match. Desperate throw there. Guys are fighting to the very end here. Kicks it into touch. Crestwood wins 29-14. Mason City will play again around 8:30, 8:40 tonight. Congratulations to Crestwood on their win.
Coming up right now, Waverly Shellrock taking on your Fort Dodge Stag.
Up next, we have Waverly Shellrock against Fort Dodge. Beautiful night here at Dodgers Stadium, hosts of Week 1 action and Iowa Youth Rugby Association action. Tonight, we've seen Fort Dodge tie Lincoln 12-12 in the first match of the night. Fort Dodge last year was the number 2 seed. They ended the year as the number 2, falling to Cedar Falls in the state championship match, their best finish in program history. This year, they look to do more. They look to get back, but they know nothing's guaranteed from last year. Everyone's working hard. Waverly Shellrock entered the state tournament as the number 3 seed. With a loss to Southeast Polk, they ended as the number 4 team in the state. Fort Dodge defeated Waverly Shellrock in the state playoffs in the semifinal. So here we have a rematch of the semifinal match from last year. You know, Waverly has probably been thinking about it since then. They want to get that get back. Fort Dodge wants to win at home. One of the best rivalries we have here in Iowa Youth Rugby Association. Fort Dodge in the white and navy and green. Waverly in the black and yellow. Carlos Elias ready to kick it off. High kick and Fort Dodge retains. Whew. Good piece of work there from Fort Dodge. But that is going to be a yellow card early on Waverly Shellrock. So Waverly down a player for the next 2 minutes. Fort Dodge at the 25.
Yellow card. Waverly Shellrock will be without one man for 2 minutes.
You see him podding up here. But he does a little step. Going weak side. Pick and go. Look like a 15s team right now with the pick and goes. They got the ruck set, ready to go. Interesting strategy. When you're up a man, you'd think they'd want to send it wide, get away from that sideline. They have trust in their team here. They're bunching up the defense. Risky, 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 but a knock on, and it's going to be a scrum to Waverly on the 10-meter line. So again, Fort Dodge, they like a strong, methodical pace, but when you're up 7-6 players on the field, you'd want to see them get it widen and test that space. The players for Waverly in the back line are very split. He's coming in a little bit. You can see the wing for Fort Dodge is kind of playing back, almost like a fullback, ready to sweep. Waverly, a team that might look to kick. Ball is stolen by Fort Dodge. We're going to go back to the scrum. I think it was straight out. Straight out the tunnel.
Straight out the tunnel would be a re-scrum.
Waverly is almost going to have that player back on the field. Fort Dodge steals it again. Good footwork there by the hook. Pick and go in the middle of the field, Carlos Elias. Not yet. Try awarded for Fort Dodge. Huge try there to take advantage of that yellow card and score. A lot of time was wasted in the scrums and the resets of the scrum. But Fort Dodge able to punch it in. Let's see if Carlos can make the kick here. And it's low, so Waverly back to full strength, 7-on-7 here. We got about 3.5 minutes to go. Fort Dodge up 5-0. Fort Dodge has been on offense pretty much the entire game so far. Carlos with the kick. Nice high kick. And that goes into touch. And also up here we have Mark Blong with us.
Howdy.
Mark Blong, he's been refereeing tonight. He's been helping out with Mason City. Mark, you want to come closer?
All right.
How are things going for you tonight? How's reffing been?
Good, good. You can see some teams that are shaking off a little rust, but first week of the season, they got a beautiful night to work with now that the wind calmed down. So, yeah, a lot of good play tonight.
Yeah, a lot of close matches. I mean, before that last match, the biggest difference in points was 3. So a lot of good close matches. You know, Lincoln and Fort Dodge tying. We're seeing a great match right here. Oh, Waverly finds some space. Good offload there. They've got numbers to the outside, but he keeps it. Good support, good running rugby here. Cuts it back inside. Oh, shoestring tackle. Can they finish? Just a couple meters away. And that's a try for Waverly.
Try awarded, WSR.
One of the greatest things tonight, too, is the growth of these programs. Every team.
Yeah, Norwalk having a JV side. Fort Dodge has over 30. How many guys does Mason City have?
I think they have 4 subs tonight, which is 3 or 4 better than last year. So.
Nice. So yeah, you're seeing good growth. I definitely put that towards the JV programs, the Monday night JV, guys playing combined mixed sides. You love to see it. It is tied 5-5. That kick was no good. We have less than a minute to go here. But yeah, a lot of great rugby. Beautiful night. This is the best weather we've ever had on a week 1. This is a rematch of semifinal match from state last year. Fort Dodge won and ended up going to the state championship, lost to Cedar Falls. In the championship, Waverly ended up losing to Southeast Polk for 4th place. Both these teams hungry to get back to that championship level of play. But yeah, the wind causing some shorter passes and some messy passes. Unlucky offload there. Good support by Waverly. Can they make the tackle? Try awarded for Waverly right before halftime.
WSR.
We have a player down in the try zone. What do you think of, come on closer here. So there's the new rule with substitutions. I feel like we're already seeing like a change in strategy from the coaches. Players are reacting differently just because, you know, hey, I can't have an 80-meter run and then just walk off and come back on. Right. You know, how is that going to change the game, and how have you already seen it change the game tonight?
I think it's definitely needed. It was the right change. It's working towards what you're going to see at higher levels, and that's what we're trying to prep these kids for, right? Mm-hmm. So, it makes us give respect to playing a full match and what your players need to push through, and then you can kind of scheme on it, and I think it's needed, and it's important. Yeah, I think it's great. We're at the point where there's JV games. I think before there's a lot of emphasis on making sure you can get people on and off if there's someone that needs experience. Now the programs have developed enough. We got JV. It's definitely appropriate.
Yeah. Oh, I agree. I think it's something that we've needed for a long time, and I think it's going to test our coaches to another level of strategy, where you can't just be like, who's tired, who needs one, and then it really rewarded the depth of teams with depth. Absolutely. You know, now you have to have more strategy. Now you have to have a really strong sub plan, and how do you adjust when, you know, things don't go according to plan? Yeah. Looks like that conversion was no good, so it is 10-5, and I think we're going to have one more phase here.
And I think, like, as a union and for the youth, you don't want to see these kids go into the next level and have something new to them. We need to keep working towards that game that's played elsewhere.
Yep. That's like, you know, when this league started, there was no lineouts, there was no conversion kicks. And part of that was to speed up play. Part of that was because we played on just grass fields with no posts. So it's cool to see the professionalism and just the level of play continue to grow and grow and grow. And this is just the next phase. Fort Dodge going quick here. That ball on the kickoff went out the back. Fort Dodge wants to try and score, with this being the end of the first half. Trying to make something happen here. Can he find some space in the wing? Waverly trying to push him into touch. Oh, someone from Fort Dodge needs to get there.
Maintained it. That's the other thing too, that rugby IQ.
Rugby IQ is going up and up. I mean, we're seeing a lot of good running rugby. Guys really supporting. I'd like to see Fort Dodge use the whole field here. Oh, shoestring tackle. We've seen a lot of those tonight. Waverly really matching on defense. Oh, unlucky. The knock-on is going to take us to halftime. Waverly Shell Rock 10, Fort Dodge 5.
Waverly Shell Rock 10, Fort Dodge 10.
Halftime is brought to you by the West Des Moines Wombats Rugby Club. The West Des Moines Wombats are the D3 men's club out of West Des Moines, Iowa. They practice in Clive at Indian Hills Junior High. This summer, the West Des Moines Wombats are bringing back their Wombats Academy high school program for boys and the addition of girls this year. High school boys, high school girls, if you play for Selects or Hawkettes, or you don't play for them and you want more rugby experience, you can play for the Wombats Academy. Follow our Facebook and Instagram for more information. Also, it is free. It is a program that we believe in, and we want to make sure kids, if they want to play, they can play. Scrummerfest 7s in West Des Moines, Block Party 7s in Iowa City, and Irish Fest in Waterloo will be the 3 tournaments we go to. You can practice with the Wombats over the summer, get more experience to help you for your next season. West Des Moines Wombats, again, thank you for being the sponsor of Halftime. So, Mark, we got a great match here. Two rivals, Waverly and Fort Dodge. They both play very similar styles. Makes sense because both sets of coaches play for Bremer County. You see that in how they play. Very physical, very disciplined around the rucks, hard running, but also high level IQ, looking to use the whole field. What do you look for in this second half?
Right now, it's going to be who's going to miss the tackle. Right now I'm seeing, both teams, they take hard lines. They can break tackles. They got dogs all over the field on both sides. And, just when you think they're going to break on a lot of these, they're finishing their tackles. They're getting those shoestring tackles when they need to, taking on the contact well. And so it could break either way. 5-point game tonight don't mean anything.
Yep. And that's what we've seen tonight, too, is because it's the first match of the season for everyone, we're seeing a lot of mistakes, and most of the scores that we've seen have come off a mistake, and the other team scores within the next phase, the next 10, 30 seconds, because of team makes an error, short field, capitalize. And these are both teams that if you make a mistake, the other team, they will capitalize.
They're too on point for that.
Here's the kick. Caught in the air by Fort Dodge. Get a little nervous sometimes. We're seeing a lot of offloads while guys are getting spun around in the tackle. When it works, it's cool. Oh, looking for space on the edge. A little cutback. Eats up 3 defenders, but Waverly really good at recycling. Matched up. Hard run here. Patience is going to be key as well. Looking to go weak. Nothing there, but retaining ball.
Yeah, Fort Dodge has to stretch the field a bit.
Yeah, their farthest guy just got tackled at midfield. Waverly can definitely cover half of a field, if not the whole field. So, want to see a little more creativity? Here we go, off the offload. And that's going to be a high tackle.
It's going to be a penalty for a high tackle.
Not 10.
Going to be another penalty for not back 10.
So referee's going to count it off here, move the mark another 10.
That's one thing to mention too with the referees. Seems like there's a lot more referees. I saw the different crews around the state, and the referee crews are keeping up with the amount of new teams and JV games, and the level of refereeing seems like it's gone up quite a bit. It's just really neat on Friday nights to see this quality of rugby, this many teams, this many sites. Is there 4 sites tonight?
4 sites, yep, 4 sites every week, and which means, yeah, you need a crew of 3 to 5 guys and girls. There's female refs out there tonight too. You need 3 to 5 people plus touch judges or ARs. I mean, that's 20 plus referees every single week. And as we talk about the level of play increasing, it's not talked about enough that the referees are who give the platform for that level of play. If we don't have good referees, we're going to play a bad brand of rugby. Oh, look at that. So a short line out, goes to the front man, touches it down, and that's going to be a try for Fort Dodge.
Little design play there. They've been practicing that one at training.
A lot of people love that short throw, little quick pop, and you run that inside 5 channel.
And I would say, too, the level of respect I feel I get from teams, players, and the coaches is very good. And it seems like the coaches have done a good job of finding appropriate times to talk about things rather than screaming at us, and so that helps with the professional ability and for the players too. They need good leaders to follow.
The example to follow. And that's something too. Normally I can hear coaches, their voices come in this way. Oh, what a kick. No. The kick was no good. It looked like it was good. The crowd's going nuts, but they say it was no good. It was off to the side. Oh man, what a bummer. That was a great look from the sideline. So we got under 4 minutes to play, all knotted up here at 10-10. And yeah, so you'd say tonight, kids and coaches, they're not chirping at you? Not to a level of concern. And I don't mind taking questions after the game. And
I always tell people you can talk to me, just don't talk at me, and
Yeah.
and they respect that, and it allows as a referee to clarify what you're calling.
Yep.
And we owe it to give a good platform, and
Yep.
and you know, as long as they're being respectful, I'm happy to explain and talk to them about what calls I'm
Originally
making.
by the Go Hawks, no advantage gained over this.
Oh, for sure. And that's something too that I think, a lot of these kids, they're learning. It's new. They're probably going to have a lot of questions. Some of these kids, they're making their debut, their first ever live rugby experience tonight.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, it's good that they're not screaming, they're not yelling, their coaches aren't doing that. It sets that up for success. It sets everybody up for success. And, it's good to see, it's good to hear. It's good that we're not hearing it up here in the booth. You're not hearing it from fans. So, good level of respect. We're under 3 minutes here, and that was a huge turnover created by Fort Dodge. We're going to bring it back to the scrum. Let's see here. Looks like he was feeding it just a little too much. You don't see that often in sevens, but Ridgeway,
Well, another thing we got going too is the referees, the group of referees we have. They're doing calls each week together and discussing some of these things and changes that are occurring with the rules, and we're all working through our first week too. So
Oh, definitely.
that defensive line holding.
Gavin Peterson, strong run there.
That's going to be
High tackle. Oh, he wanted to take off, but he didn't go through the mark.
Over to the Stags.
Gavin Peterson, Iowa Central recruit, coming up this next fall.
Shout out to Iowa Central for helping with some ball runners and some touch judges for us, and they got a good rugby community in Fort Dodge.
Oh, yeah. And I think you see Fort Dodge kids going to play for Iowa Central, you see Iowa Central help out Fort Dodge, it all feeds itself. And then eventually we're going to see a men's club here. It's happening. The Muskies, Mineral City Muskies, it's coming. Huge turnover created by Waverly. Oh, shoestring tackle. That was probably a try-saving tackle right there. That ball's on the deck. Not releasing on Waverly. About a minute to play. We're tied 10-10.
He awarded to the Stags.
Woo, this is wild.
Got a state championship level game on a week 1.
And how much do the Stags have left? They tied that first match. That ball goes into touch. They're going to try their hand at a line out with about 30 seconds left once this throw comes in. And they've got about 23 meters to go.
Got a Dan Pete Fish on the announcer downstairs.
Dan Pete Fish
Yeah,
on the
good commentary
PA.
there too.
Referee says play on. Big steal by Waverly. I don't think Fort Dodge was ready. They threw that in before they were even set to jump. Off the hands. Big pressure by Fort Dodge here.
See some hands on hips.
And this is really the point. Who wants it more? Next score, gonna win it. How bad do you want it? Oh, he's got a break. He's got a break. And we have seen him all night. Cam Kramer with the game winner, the walk-off.
Their official time is kept on the field by the referee.
What an amazing piece of work there by Waverly. And that is the game. Waverly Shell Rock wins 17-10
Waverly Shell Rock 17, Fort Dodge Stags.
with a walk-off. I mean, again, week 1, this is what you want to see. Fort Dodge is probably upset that they tied their first game, they lost this game close. Both winnable matches. They can go back to the film, they can fix everything that they saw tonight. Waverly, you got to be happy you escaped at 2-0. You had a 3-point win over Lincoln and then a walk-off against Fort Dodge. I think we're going to see these teams. I would imagine all 3 of these teams, they made state last year. I think we're going to see them make state again. There's going to be some rematches, I think, in the regular season between these teams as well. So, yeah, good
After that is our final match of the night.
good rugby tonight.
Norwalk
But again,
Rugby
Fort Dodge, they are the host. I know they're not going to be happy about this, but they've got a great coaching staff. They've got a great group of kids. They're going to go back to the drawing board, and they're going to fix some things. You can guarantee it.
And then you got, JV. That floor is pushing the ceiling on each of these teams too. You're seeing the best teams in the state seem to have JV teams that could beat some other teams that are playing varsity.
Oh, yeah.
So that level of play at the JV level is even impressive at this point. I mean, some of the JV matches look like the first handful of years of varsity. It's just incredible to watch and see those kids play with that IQ again, even if they're on the JV level.
100%. Yeah, we're seeing, just everywhere. And yeah, that felt like a state championship caliber match. I mean, it came down to, and we said it at halftime, whoever makes that mistake, the other team's going to take advantage. And it looked like near the end, Fort Dodge had a penalty. They kicked for a line out, 23 meters to go for the win. They lose the line out. They're tired, and just Cam Kramer, can't say enough about him. He's going to be a name I think we're going to see and hear a lot through this rugby season and through the state tournament. That kid runs hard.
Yeah, you see, he's one of those kids, you see him last year and you just assume he's a senior. Then next year he comes back, he just has facial hair. There's a handful of kids I thought were seniors last year, and tonight I'm like, they're back with facial hair.
You're like, you going to play for the men's team or?
Right. Yeah, no, those kids are just phenomenal, and I mean, they're gonna just push the level of play at the collegiate level, club level. You just hope. I mean, with this amount of people playing rugby in the state, you just know it's gonna push the level at all levels in Iowa and wherever else they go. You see a lot of kids go on to big programs outside the state, but within our state.
And then you hope too.
Programs are good.
You hope too that they leave this. If they do leave the state, then they come back and they bring that knowledge back. I think of like Victor Wong.
Oh yeah.
He played at Roosevelt in high school. Then he went to Iowa Central. And then he was down at. He spent some time at Life and Lindenwood.
Okay.
So he saw, and
Top
then
2 programs.
yeah, and he got caught up in the COVID years. Then he comes back, and now he plays for the Wombats. He's a key piece of the Wombats program, and he's the head coach of the Valley Tigers right now. I mean, he's bringing in a level of knowledge that we did not have, and so it's really cool to see that a guy from, Iowa high school goes off, learns a bunch of stuff, comes back, and I'll say a lot of the success of the Wombats is due to his leadership and the positives that he brings that are new ideas that we never had before. So it's really cool when, I know we love to see guys play for Iowa State, UNI, Iowa, Iowa Central, but if they're playing anywhere, that's great. And if they come back home, it's even better. So,
Yeah, you love it.
but also too, you look at Iowa State. They've been competing for national championships for the last 5 years in 7s and 15s. UNI competing for national championships. And then Iowa, they just qualified for the CRCs. You love to see it. All these programs, they're littered with kids from our state.
Another thing to think is there's a lot of ways to watch these. Just like this B-Side Boys podcast stream. I mean, this is what you guys are doing on your podcast, and the stream is just amazing. But I mean, whenever we got like you and I watched every one of their playoffs games.
Yep.
It's being able to watch that is. Hey, there's a bump.
Yeah, NCR, they do a fantastic job with their video streams. And again, that's why we call ourselves the B-Side Boys. I'm a one-man crew tonight. Normally I have someone helping me on the camera, but when I tell all the guys on the B-Side Boys, hey, you need to coach, that takes away from our streaming power. But hopefully this worked for everybody. We're happy to do it. We're glad to share. I mean, it's just, I don't know, I want to watch rugby too.
Right.
And I like watching it. I like talking about it. And if this helps, a family who couldn't make the drive from Crestwood or Mason City or Waverly, I mean, the crowd was packed tonight. So I don't know how many people actually stayed home to watch this, but if you did, I hope you enjoyed it. We've been having fun doing this. Right now we have the Fort Dodge JV against a mixed JV side, so players from multiple teams. After this, the main event of the night is going to be Norwalk against Mason City. Are you going to be the referee for that match?
Yep, they have me again. And going back to your point earlier about like kids that played in high school going off, Mason City has Tucker Eriksmoen, who played. He played high school up at Freeborn County for Albert Lee.
Yep.
His dad played on River City's men's club. Now Tucker lives closer to Mason City, lives in Clear Lake, so he's coaching there. Then obviously Willie Veal and Malik Lewis, both of them played at Mason City High School, the original program.
Yeah.
And Willie's done quite well for himself going to Iowa Central, and
I played a
playing
few matches
select
with
side.
him for Bremer.
Bremer, yep. And now
Heathens, back in the day when Heathens was a thing.
yeah, he's a special sevens player.
Oh, yeah.
He can create space where there isn't. So
Well, that helps in 15s too. I always remember people saw him on the wing and they're like, oh, look at this really tall, skinny kid. What can he do? And he takes one cut step and then just takes off. He's so fast. I think we have 8 guys on the mixed
Says
JV.
8, yeah.
Yep. Come on, Tom, let them play. Let the boys play. None of them want to come off. They all want to play. I can't blame them,
Last on, first off. Well, Ryan, I probably should get down there, but I want to thank you and
Hey,
what you do for the state too, and your podcast and this. I mean, this is amazing. So
well, thank you for what you do, man. I appreciate. I mean, it's funny. I talked to you when you came in, and you're like, "Yeah, I'm kind of helping out with Mason City. I brought my boots. I might ref," and you ref a few matches. And no, thank you for coming up here, man. And good luck. And we'll be watching.
yep, anything I can do. If you need anything, Ryan, let me know.
Sounds good. Thanks, brother. Good to see you. We'll probably have it on the podcast soon, so we'll talk. Cheers. All right, and that was Mark Blong from Mason City, River City. He's the president of the River City Rugby Club. They have a triangular match tomorrow at home in Mason City. And check that out. And like I said, right now we have a mixed JV against the Fort Dodge JV. The mixed JV is in the mix of jerseys. Oh, weak side go. Woo! He had a great try in the first JV match, and there's another one.
Try time.
So that's a kid. That's a kid, if I'm Coach McClymon, I'm keeping an eye on. He might be making the top 12, top 13, top 14, top 15. Can't remember how many you can roster, but I'd be looking at him for a roster spot on the varsity. Misses the kick though. That's all right. But that's speed. That's some good speed there. All right, here comes the kick. Got about 2 minutes left in this first half. Again, love to see this. The JV matches, getting kids that valuable live reps, live experience. You can hear the referee, Coach McClymon, telling the boys, hey, it's a line out. That's another thing too, you go through phases in practice. Hey, we're working on scrums. Hey, we're working on lineouts. Hey, we're doing a hands drill. Hey, we're doing rucking drills. In a game, got to build that awareness up of, okay, what's happening? Where do I go? Because in a varsity match, we're not going to wait for you to line up for the line out. It's go time. And hear Coach McClymon telling him, hey, you're on defense, get flat. You're on offense, get staggered. Mixed JV, they win that line out. But good pressure there by Fort Dodge. Try for Fort Dodge. They had the mixed JV side backed up into their own try zone. Made for an easy try there. Kick is no good. Should be halftime. All right, and at half, Fort Dodge JV 10, the mixed JV side at 0.
And with that, we're going to be heading into halftime.
Thank you again to the West Des Moines Wombats as our official halftime sponsor of tonight's matches. West Des Moines Wombats are a men's rugby club out of West Des Moines, Iowa. They practice in Clive, Iowa, always looking for new players. They also will be having a summer Wombats Academy team for the 3rd year in a row. This year, we will be adding a girls rugby team this summer. High school Wombats Academy girls team and a boys high school Wombats Academy team going to Scrummerfest July 21st in West Des Moines, Block Party 7s in Iowa City, and Irish Fest in Waterloo. That is the plan. You want more rugby over the summer? Get a hold of the West Des Moines Wombats. They have practices, they have games, making it happen. West Des Moines Wombats also looking for senior men's side players. They play Iowa State men next Saturday in Ames if you want to check out some of their action. You can always find the Wombats on Wednesday nights from 6 to 7:30 at Indian Hills Junior High with practice, and then the post-practice social at Pally's Bar and Grill in Clive. Check them out. Thank you again, Wombats, for sponsoring tonight's matches. Second half about to get underway. When this match concludes, we will move into Norwalk against Mason City for the final match of the night. Thank you again for joining us here. Beautiful night in Fort Dodge at Dodgers Stadium. Some really great matches tonight. We opened up with Fort Dodge against Lincoln. Ended up being a 12-12 tie. Then Norwalk defeats Crestwood 14-12. Waverly Shellrock defeats Lincoln 22-19. Here comes the kick. Crestwood defeats Mason City 29-14. And then we just saw Waverly Shellrock defeat Fort Dodge 17-10. Again, week 1, you're going to see some mistakes, some people knocking off the rust.
It's going to be a high tackle. Penalty awarded to the Stags.
A lot of close matches. Again, I think Fort Dodge, Lincoln, and Waverly are going to be 3 tough teams all year long. Woo! What a counter ruck. I think, too, Norwalk, Crestwood, those are going to be 2 teams really looking to make some noise in that 1A. You know, Columbus and Bondurant have always been kind of the top of 1A. But Norwalk and Crestwood, especially when Crestwood gets Caden Simile back from London as he's playing with Rebel Rugby, I think that's going to be a huge boost to their team because you're seeing a lot of good support. He's a guy who can really break line and make some big runs. And I really liked how Caleb Holzer, Sean Hart, and CJ Yaslis, I really liked how those guys were playing. So look for Crestwood to continue to get better throughout the year. Mason City, a lot of good things happening. They just need to limit those mistakes. Again, giving up that 95-meter try early in that match to Crestwood, that was tough. We're going to see Mason City and Norwalk play one more time after this match. But a lot of great rugby tonight.
That ball is going to be lost forward. We're going to have a scrim down. Awarded to the mixed team.
Mixed JV side coming out. Oh, try saving tackle. And there's the try for the mixed JV side.
Try awarded.
Got about 3.5 minutes left here. Kick was no good, so it's going to be 10-5. Little weak side pick. Good heads up play there from the kid from Crestwood. Just a little pick and go on the weak side. Kick is good. All right, so we about have a little under 2 minutes here. Kick is up, caught by Fort Dodge. Good tackle there. Good hard running from Fort Dodge. Big run from Fort Dodge. We got under a minute to play. Penalty for a high tackle, I believe. Oh, and he wanted it. Sets it down emphatically. Gonna take it 15-12. Kick is no good. Last play, says the referee. Here comes the kick. Woo! That's why you don't jump. Don't hurdle people. Oh, good breakaway there, and that's going to be a try for Fort Dodge to end this JV match. So it's going to be 20-12. We'll see how the kick goes. I am joined here by Andrew Ridgway, just saying he's in here. You don't have to talk much. How you doing?
Good, yeah, feeling pretty good. I was wondering how the knee would hold up. I'm doing all right.
All right, the kick is no good. Fort Dodge JV wins 20-12 over the mixed JV side. Up next, we have our main event, Norwalk against Mason City. Ridgeway, you gonna hang out in here?
Yeah, I'll hang out for a little bit.
Taking on Mason City.
You're not live right now?
No, we are live.
Where's the announcer at? I thought he'd be up
Right underneath me. There's 2 levels. It's Pete Fish.
I like this place.
Hey, that's great. I love Fort Dodge, home of the Dodgers.
And Tom is so in his element right now. You see how happy he is down there, just running around?
Oh, I can hear him too. He's coaching everybody up. Great coach, great guy. Love him. Yeah, we are live.
But no pressure.
No pressure. All right, so we are up to the final match here. Come closer here. Be right by me here, so hopefully this picks up our sound. So, Andrew Ridgeway,
Yes.
referee tonight, center referee, head coach of the Wombats, assistant coach for Iowa Selects. You were worried about your leg running around, your knee. It held up?
Yeah, I have some pre-patellar bursitis going on, so nothing terrible. It's just very painful sometimes.
All right, but you feel good tonight?
Yeah, I made sure I warmed up a lot, stayed loose throughout the matches, and so I'm just trying to make it through the whole season.
Nice. It's kind of funny to hear from like a referee, like you're trying to like the wear and tear on your body, the workload, the work rate. I see some sweat dripping off the brow of your face.
It's a lot, man. You run just as much as the players, so but you do 3-4 matches in a night, which is more than they do. So really, like, yeah, I don't get the contact, but I'm doing all the running.
Also, the level of play and the level of athleticism has gone up. So your work rate, I mean, it's not, no offense to people from years past, but it's just saying like it's getting better and better and better, which means you have to get faster. You have to get smarter. You have to be in the correct position. You know, you guys are, I think tonight, referees, you guys have done a great job. Great platform for some good rugby. A lot of, week 1 mistakes that you expect from the kids. A lot of 50-50 offloads. But really, there's a couple of dump tackles, maybe a couple of offsides, but pretty clean for week 1. How did you feel being down in the center?
So it was really hard hitting for a week 1, which you expect because everybody's feeling nice and fresh. We'll see how they feel in a few weeks.
Yeah, jazzed up, ready to go.
The thing that got me off guard a little bit was some of the rule changes. So I wasn't ready for the one where an uncontested lineout can be allowed to be not straight. So that one caught me. And then I had to remind a lot of the players about the offsides on the scrums again.
So that lineout, Fort Dodge gets a penalty at the end of the game. They kick for a lineout. It looked like they were still running backwards, so they didn't even lift their own guy. And Waverly slapped it. Was that straight down?
Yeah, in a lineout, generally, if both teams are going up for the ball and it gets slapped straight down, the rule is just to kind of let it go. You generally don't see a lot of knocks called in lineouts as long as that ball goes down.
Right. Well, because if they knock it, it's probably going to go to the other team's scrum half.
More than likely.
Right.
More than likely.
All right, so we have the main event here. Norwalk in purple, Mason City in the red and blue. Mark Blong in the center. Mark Blong just joined us up here. Yeah, we're seeing a lot of good rugby. Okay, not releasing. Oh, finding space out wide. I talked to one of the former Norwalk players, current UNI player. He's helping out with the boys, Dylan Johnson. They've really been working hard on, you'll see, they run sideways and they're looking for guys to create gaps. So you see here, they're taking some really good crashes here. But watch how they do this differently, and it is intentional here, where you're gonna see them run sideways and try to create some space, create their own gaps. And they dot it down for a try. Good support there.
I will say about Norwalk, when I was refereeing girls this fall, they were hounding me all fall. Hey, watch out for us next year, ref. Watch out, we're going to be good. Watch our games. I'm like, okay, buddy. But they've all gotten bigger and stronger in the off season. And
you're saying the boys were at girls' games?
Yeah, the boys were helping out at the girls' games.
All right.
And no, it's good to see them. And I think that they're going to be really, really good this year. Their game against Crestwood, I think Crestwood, despite being a lot smaller, played them very, very tough. I think Norwalk's going to have some runaway wins this year.
The style of play really leads to that. And I think if they can get their timing down, it's really going to help them. Also, too, Crestwood was missing Caden Simile, their top player who's in London right now. So I think they have a rematch later this year. That'll be really interesting to see how that impacts their play. Ooh, he stays in. So notice, is he gonna just test him at the corner? A little cutback, another cutback. Support's getting there. Another cut. Dots it down.
That number 6 might be the most savvy runner I've seen tonight.
Norwalk.
He's not like especially big or fast, but he makes his own space.
Oh, you're talking about Matthew Hanley.
Yeah, he's an impressive runner, like mentally. He knows how to get guys' hips turned.
Well, he's a 3-year starter, second team All-State, and he was the backline MVP last year.
Well, there you go.
And that kick was no good. Always listen for the whistle. How did you feel with the new substitution rules? Could you tell if there's any different strategy? Kids getting gassed? Were kids confused? Coaches confused? Like, did that impact anything at all from your point of view?
I feel like week 1, it's not going to have much of an impact because everybody's feeling fresh. There aren't a whole lot of injuries to worry about right now. The teams were very compliant. They were
Nice.
They were saying, "Hey, this is our 4th. This is our 5th." And right now,
They were keeping count for you.
They were. So I was just trusting them and making the tally.
Mark was saying too, he really appreciated that he thinks there was less chatter tonight than there has been in years past. See, look at him go. He's running sideways, trying to create that space. Woo! Came in like a missile. That pressure forces a bad pass. And he kicks it into touch, but ooh.
Yeah, I would say the level of chirping is
Kicked into
down
touch by
right now.
Norwalk.
Good. Well, and it comes from the coaches, and then the players emulate their coaches, so that's good to hear. That coaches are doing a good job with that, and the kids see that.
I mean, I had Waverly, Fort Dodge, and Lincoln tonight, and I would say all 3 of those coaching staffs run a pretty tight ship. So I didn't expect to have any problems.
I mean, you gave some cards to Waverly tonight.
I did. There was so that Waverly-Lincoln game was really hard hitting, and to be fair, like Lincoln had a few high tackles at the start, but nothing that I thought was egregious. And then Waverly had that one really bad dump tackle.
Yeah.
And then I think they thought I missed it, but I saw a late hit a couple plays after that. But Lincoln was on such a good breakaway at the time that I kind of just let it go.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was a hard hitting match. I think.
I was just saying, when the yellow card came, didn't hear any chirping. I mean, obviously you're going to be upset no matter what when you get a yellow, but
He argued for half a second, and then he realized he wasn't going to get anywhere. He just no, the Waverly kids are super respectful.
That's awesome.
They're good.
well, again, like you said, all these programs here, tight ship, good coaches, good people,
Yeah.
doing things the right way. And
Yeah.
we are here right now with about 2 minutes to go. Norwalk up 12-0 on Mason City, but Mason City has Norwalk backed up. We'll see what happens here. Norwalk picks it weak side, gets tackled immediately. Now let's watch how Norwalk's offense, see, he's running, and he looks for that little backside. Woo! Ooh! Number 1 just laying the boom. He's probably a Costco guy. All right, so a penalty on Norwalk.
Penalty is awarded to Mason City.
So we'll see if Mason City can take advantage of this scoring opportunity with about 90 seconds to go in the first half. Anything else stand out to you tonight? I think one thing for me, Fort Dodge, that first match tying with Lincoln and then losing on a walkout. Hey, look at this. Finds a lane, finds a gap. Can he go all the way? Does he have the support? Oh! And he loses it forward. What I was going to say, all the matches tonight have been very close. And I think Waverly, Lincoln, Fort Dodge, they were all state qualifiers last year. I think there's a good chance we see all 3 of them be state qualifiers again. Waverly and Fort Dodge are very similar in their discipline. They run hard. They know how to use the whole field, but I thought it was interesting. Fort Dodge kept trying when they had 6-on-7. they were running like 15s pods weak side. I'm like, use the field. Lincoln, man, they've got some athletes. They've got some speed. If they can find the wing.
That one tall Lincoln wing gave me a run for my money a couple of times. I could see he was about to get the ball, so I started cheating downfield about 10 meters before he got the ball so I could be in the vicinity when he scored the try.
And number 4 for them.
Oh, man. Yeah, I dinged him a couple of times.
Damon Wesley.
Yeah, for coming in too early on the scrums. So I think they have to tighten that up. But then as soon as I gave him that penalty, the very next play, he catches a kickoff and houses it.
Yeah.
Like, good for you, man.
Yeah. So Mason City with the ball. We're getting close to halftime here. Again, the referee keeps the official time. Oh! And Norwalk creates the turnover and scores with no time remaining. Really unlucky there for Mason City. You want to make it to halftime by not giving up any points. You want to get points of your own. Ends up easy try for Norwalk. Kick is up. And it's good. All right, we're at halftime here. Norwalk 19, Mason City 0. So again, we have 7 minutes left here of rugby tonight. We want to say thank you to the West Des Moines Wombats Rugby Club, D3 Men's Rugby Club out of West Des Moines, Iowa, for being our halftime sponsor of tonight's stream. West Des Moines Wombats are going to have a boys and girls high school Wombats Academy team this summer, looking for 3 tournaments. We're looking at Scrummer Fest, July 21st, Irish Fest in Waterloo, and Block Party 7s in Iowa City. If you want to be a part of the West Des Moines Wombats High School Academy program, follow the Facebook and Instagram for more information. The last 2 years we've done this, it has been 100% free for people to participate. So even if you make the Iowa Selects or the Iowa Hawkettes, even if you don't, you can play for the Wombats Academy. If you want more playing time this summer, we want to make that happen. We have over 8 certified coaches who will be there to coach you up. Come to our practices. We also offer scholarships every December for high performance players, so be on the lookout for that as well. West Des Moines Wombats looking to grow the sport through coaching from elementary, middle school to high school, while also having a men's side as well. They practice every Wednesday at Indian Hills Junior High in Clive, followed by post-practice social at Pally's Bar and Grill. Check them out, follow social media. Again, thank you to the West Des Moines Wombats for being the halftime sponsor of the live stream tonight. Again, in the studio right now, in the press box, we are joined by the head coach of the West Des Moines Wombats. So tomorrow, the Iowa Selects men's senior side is going to be playing against Iowa State. You're the assistant coach there. And then the Wombats head to Iowa State the week after. As a coach for the Selects, what are you looking for tomorrow?
So tomorrow we're going to cover a lot of the things we didn't have a chance to cover last week when we had the bad weather. So we're going to look at putting together our set pieces, scrums and lineouts, what we do off of those, what's going to happen with our penalty pods, and then our red zone and exit play, kind of our continuity aspects as a team, how we go from set piece to set piece, basically. And then tomorrow against Iowa State, I think the focus is going to be getting eyes on as many guys as we can. So we're going to have myself, Mark, John, Tim.
John Cullen, Tim Moppin. Tim Moppin's the head coach of the Selects.
It's tough when you have 45, 50 guys at practice and you have to get eyeballs on all of them. So,
well, you're welcome that I stepped out. You know, I'm trying to make your job easier.
Yeah, one less guy for me to keep track of.
Yeah, I know it's hard to keep up with me. I'm pretty quick. Speaking of quick, Norwalk finding the edge off the kickoff. Can he take it to the house? And he dots it down.
Try time, Norwalk.
Wow, you know, just trying to make a joke on the kickoff, and Norwalk decides, hey, you know what? Let's house it.
That was a nice little stiff arm at the end.
Yeah, it was. 24-0. Kick to come. Tough for these kicks on the sideline here, but kind of like you were saying earlier, Norwalk is a team that if they can get going and they can find their rhythm and they get their passing down, they're going to be a team that can put up a lot of points very fast. They run a different structure, and in sevens, it's not like there's very many offensive structures. Ooh, and that's in, bounces in. Not too many like different like ways to really play sevens, but they really look, as so many coaches are like, quit running sideways, quit running sideways. Norwalk challenges their players to run sideways, and then they try to create the gaps themselves.
Are they trying to drag defenders?
Yes, they're trying to drag defenders and then either hit it backside or front side. Like I said, I ran into Dylan Johnson, who's helping out. He's at UNI right now. Ran into him while I was on my way to the bathroom. And he told me their game plan, and now I shared it. But it's also very obvious to see when you watch it.
To Norwalk.
And I like it too. It's like what we called at UNI a dragon.
Yeah.
Scrum half runs across. Everyone, you want the defenders to key on him, and someone runs that back door wide open for an easy pop pass. You're just looking at a different line, and actually they're catching the ball running forward. I saw a lot of teams tonight. They had their back line set. Things look good. They throw that first pass. Guy catches it flat-footed. So with this, they're actually moving forward.
One thing I noticed tonight is the quality of the scrumming is not quite where it was at the end of the season last year. Teams are not winning their own scrums as often as I thought they would. And I think they're a little thrown off by the hooking laws, and they don't fully understand how much they're allowed to give themselves an advantage.
I saw with Fort Dodge, you had to tell them, hey, you can cheat a little bit, but
you can't cheat that much.
You can't cheat that much. You threw it directly to yourself.
Yeah, I want the ball to be free and played. And I will let it go if I feel like there's a fair contest, but that was not.
We have time off here.
It's going to be a dangerous tackle.
Yellow card for a dangerous tackle. Trainer's coming out. So, yeah, what were you saying?
Oh, just how the teams, once they tighten up their scrums, these games will be more predictable, because you never know, you'll award a 5-meter scrum to a team coming out, and all of a sudden they can't figure out their scrum, and you have to switch sides when it's in the red zone. That can really swing a game. That's what happened against in that Lincoln game.
Yeah.
And as soon as teams can more often win their scrums, I think these games will be a little bit more controllable by controlling the pace, basically. But yeah, it's just funny to see the scrum halves that are sometimes unsure of how much they can
Get away with.
I don't want to say cheat, but yeah, you know what I mean.
Yeah. Beautiful night too. This is the best
Yeah.
weather we've ever had for a week one.
A little toasty in here.
Is it a little more chilly out there?
Yeah, it's nice, breezy.
Gotcha.
I hate to see this.
Yeah. Do you have your phone on you?
I do.
Do you want to text the Valley guys and see how matches went maybe there? Or
Yeah, I'll see what.
see if we can get some updates here. We do have a player down from Mason City right now, so while he's being attended to by the trainers, it looks like it's a leg injury here.
I was a little worried at one point. Gavin went down.
I saw that in the
try
corner,
zone,
yep.
And I didn't know what was wrong with him. He was kind of laying there. I didn't think anything was up, but he didn't get up. And I heard him making these noises. And I was like, oh boy.
Did he knock the wind out of himself?
I think he just knocked the wind. But it just...
Because that was a chase down tackle.
Those noises don't sound good. And it ended up just being, we got the wind knocked out of him. It was fine. But
Yeah, it was right at halftime too.
it's one of those things, your heart starts beating a little bit faster for the guy, It's just, you don't want to see it. And he's got a bright future ahead of him, so.
Definitely. All right, number 8 from Mason City is up and walking off. Mostly on his own power there, so that's good to see. Good sign. So we do have about 4.5 minutes to go. What a host. Head coach Tom McClyman. What a guy. Coaches a team. Referees a bunch of matches.
In his element, thriving.
I do like those shirts.
How do I get one of those?
The order came and went. I already ordered one. Haha.
Did you order a large? Can I just steal yours?
Yeah, I'm getting chubby again. I ordered a large, like you said, so I'm uncomfortable, so I have to lose weight. It's a smart strategy.
It is.
I want to wear that shirt.
You don't have a choice.
Yeah.
You got to wear the shirt.
Because I always did the opposite, where I'm like, ooh, getting tight, better move up to 2X. That was a real big man Blastoise.
Mason City. It's going to be a line out to Norwalk. Spot was marked.
All right, we have less than 4 minutes here. Also, another cool thing about Norwalk, we talked about, the connection to UNI with their head coach, Matt Daniels, and also a lot of kids go up and play for UNI from Norwalk. Nick Marker, Dylan Johnson, Tyler Klenderman, TK they call him.
Boy, would I love to see some of these Norwalk guys go up to UNI.
Yep, Ian Hibbert. And then, seeing these guys go up there. And then also the Wombats, we have Dom Artwin, Patty Hardy. We've got some Norwalk guys on the Wombats too. So, Wombats, UNI, love Norwalk Rugby. And right now, Mason City finding some space here. They're going to fight to the very end. Big run. Can he finish it? And he will. And the chase by Norwalk there. But that's going to be a try for Mason City. That's something I love is, even though they may be down 26-0, 3 minutes to go, they're fighting to the very last whistle. Hey, I'm on the field. I'm going to make the most of my minutes. And that kick is good.
It seems to me like a lot of the teams tonight have been playing very conservative, more rucking than offloading, and a lot of
Oh, really?
A lot of for the games that I saw, Fort Dodge, Waverly, it seemed like it to me. There were a lot of times when I thought they could have offloaded and they just set the ruck, and like how Fort Dodge is turtling it. Gosh, where was I going with that? Oh yeah, so a lot of the tries tonight have been a lot of like big individual runs and not so much like offloading.
And I said earlier when I was talking to Mark Blom, I think most of the tries have come off of turnovers.
Yeah, like a quick just sprint off of a turnover.
And we've always talked about that. Scoring off of a turnover. Oh, does he stay in?
Number 6 again.
You said it earlier, number 6.
He's a gamer.
He's a gamer, man. Workhorse. You could hear his teammate, too, on that inside line. Good to support all the way down.
Yeah.
That's another thing, too, I really like about this Norwalk team. Really good support. Guys are following, guys are flowing. So they give up a try, and Norwalk's like, you know what? We want to get one back. Another good kick. That's huge. I was going to say, though, I feel like there's a good chunk of matches where there's been a lot of 50-50 offloads. And maybe that was more of the games that you weren't doing. You probably didn't see them.
Well, a lot of the games that I did, the end of it came down to a team getting desperate and maybe trying to do one of those offloads that didn't work so well. I think there's a lot of continuity to be gained this year.
Oh, yeah.
In that realm. Yeah, I don't know, Norwalk seems pretty good at it right now because, like, looking at it now, I didn't rep any of their games, but I recognize number 6, number 2, number 4 from previous years, and then he's not in right now, but like
good poach.
They're big guy. Oh no, the guy that just gave that offload.
Yeah,
he's been playing for a couple years now too.
It's a good poach. A little spin. Yeah, no, that was forward.
Number 3 is the one that was telling me, "Watch out, we're coming."
I love it. I love the confidence,
Oh, he knew he was going to be good this year. He was telling me all last fall.
All right, so we are going to have a scrum here, and it looks like probably going to be on the last play here. So Mason City's going to have the put. Probably our last play of the night. Again, thank you everybody for joining us in Fort Dodge. Some great rugby action to be had. Check out the B-Side Boys podcast this Wednesday where we recap a bunch of the matches. And hey, Tom. And maybe we'll have some coaches on to talk about the other sites we weren't able to see tonight. But yeah, we'll give you a full recap. A little mishandle there. Good defense. Finds a gap. Probably next dead ball will be the end of the night. It is a penalty, Mason City's ball. He's just going for it, just running straight up, no support. The steal. Oh, they say to kick it out. Hey, that works. All right, and that does it. Final score, Norwalk 33, Mason City 7.
That's a lot of shit.
All right, again, thank you everybody for joining us tonight. Again, you can check out the B-Side Boys podcast where we're going to break everything down this upcoming Wednesday. Thank you to our sponsors, BBP Sport, for sponsoring the Lincoln matches, and the West Des Moines Wombats for sponsoring halftime. Again, I've been Mr. Gray. Thank you for joining us. We'll